excited to get into it today. I think we're going to have a good episode.
I think so too.
Yeah. What's been going on?
Nothing much. Honestly, I hate to even look at you and pretend like you just didn't see Kendrick and SZA in concert. Like, let's just talk about that first.
You want to talk about that?
Yeah. What was that like?
Just best show I've ever been to. All of it.
Of course.
The pageantry, the performances themselves, just the energy of the crowd, and just being the first show on this grand national tour that the two of them are doing right now. I felt so honored to be able to bear witness for the first time what this is going to be for so many people's experience for the next several months.
Right.
And went into it, didn't know like what the set list was going to be, how it was going to be structured, and it was a complete back and forth between the two of them, in which Kendrick would come out and then SZA would come out, and then they would both come out and play a song or two together. And then one would leave, the other would come out, and the sets just kept changing, and the stage just kept kind of morphing into different things, and it was just unbelievable. Really, truly an unbelievable experience. It was better than I thought it was going to be, and worth every single penny I spent on it.
I'm jealous.
Yeah.
I probably need to go see it, huh?
Seriously, this summer, for anybody that doesn't have like a big event concert summer planned for themselves, if you can spare it, it's totally worth the money. It's not cheap.
No.
Granted, it's not cheap.
No.
But it is absolutely worth the experience. And I loved it so much. I was like, damn, I wish this was like an event movie where I could just spend the same amount of money on tickets and then just go see it again next week or something.
Maybe they will release. You know how they do the cinematic concerts. Maybe they will do it.
I'm expecting them probably to do that by next year. Like they'll probably release something after the tour is over.
Beyonce's done it a few times, right?
She's done it a few times. Ariana Grande has done it. The Weeknd has done it. You know, all the big stars, like pop stars of today, have kind of done that. But I would imagine that Kendrick and SZA will also do the same thing. I believe that when he went on the Mr. Morale tour a couple years ago, Amazon or something had released like a promotional concert documentary on it.
Oh, okay.
I didn't watch it because I went to that show as well,
right.
But I don't know if there was any behind the scenes sort of action happening in that that documentary or whatever. But I know that they did release actual edited footage of the show, like high definition edited footage. But it was just magnificent. It was fucking terrific. And I cannot endorse going to the show more.
I can't think, I've told you this before, I can't think of two artists that, since I was a teenager, that have just made more impactful music for me. Yeah. Control, probably by itself, I can even say, just, damn. During college.
Damn.
Well, you know, oh, wow. As a matter of fact, Damn and Control came out for me in college. I remember the morning I woke up and I look at my Spotify and Kendrick dropped Damn. Yeah. I did not go to class that day.
No, why would you? Yeah.
I just laid in bed listening.
That's your day now.
Listening to Damn, ordering Papa John's.
Hell yeah. Control. I remember how big of a deal Control was when that had dropped. It was SZA's debut album, like studio album. Yeah. And everybody was listening to it, and it stayed on the charts for a very long amount of time too.
And the conversations that it was making, right? Because you don't get a lot of music, at least around that time, for our age group, where like the side piece is you know, just talking about her love story from her perspective in such a, you know, a way where just ballad upon ballad. It's very relatable, very authentic and very raw.
Much. It's an album that experiments a lot with different sounds for R&B, especially for that time. And to this day, when I listen to it, there's still a lot of experimentation. Like the Doves in the Wind track has such an interesting production to it. Yeah. And I'm like, I haven't heard this before. It's like somebody is strumming a fucking like the violin like stick. I don't know what it's called. But it's like they're taking that and they're just putting the bow. It's like they're putting that on a bass almost, like the top of a bass. Yeah. But like doing it incorrectly on purpose. I don't know how they came up with that sound, but it sounds incredible.
It's very ethereal.
Yes, very much so.
Album,
and you go from tracks like that to Broken Clocks.
Oh man, my favorite song on the album.
Same. And Normal Girl.
Yeah.
Wavy.
Yeah.
Like it's just filled with classic
20
songs.
something.
20 something. What an album closing song. Just so perfect. And yeah, being able to experience this show. Honestly, there was another thing about it that really struck with me, which was going to see Ryan Coogler's new movie, like only 2 days before going to see that show, felt very right, since Kendrick had made, or Top Dog Entertainment had made, an entire album for one of his movies, that being Black Panther.
Black Panther, yeah. I still listen to that album.
Same.
It's a great,
It's still a phenomenal album.
Yeah.
And, SZA and Kendrick have their hit All the Stars on that, too. Yep. And it was really just kind of a cool, like, moment in time where I just got to see a new Ryan Coogler movie and then go and see Kendrick and SZA play live. And believe me, them playing All the Stars live was pretty sweet.
Well, we are all jealous of you. Hopefully everybody can make it out to the Kendrick and SZA concert this summer.
I hope so.
Probably the concert of the year.
I would say so. I don't really see a lot of other shows comparing in terms of, like, conversation this year. I mean, you got Beyonce going on tour for Cowboy Carter.
Oh, yeah. When is that?
I think that starts, like, maybe next month or something.
Okay,
I don't know when it starts. I know she's going to be here in the DMV on the 4th of July.
Black women, every black woman I know is saving money. Just saving every penny to get to that concert, man.
And I hope they do.
Yeah.
I think that's also going to be a pretty incredible show as well. But I think you have some prompts for me here today.
Oh, yeah. Let's pull those out. Yeah, we did this last time.
Yes, we did. And
I'm
hoping we can make this a more regular thing.
Okay.
Maybe by the next episode, I'll come up with a few for you to choose from.
Yeah, I have these 3 prompts. Hopefully you find at least one of them interesting to talk about.
Can't wait.
I'll just, give you a short summary, like one sentence, and
Sounds
then
good.
You choose from the 3, and then we'll talk about it a little more.
Can't wait.
Okay, first one. Ryan Gosling to star in new Star Wars film as big names pass on franchise. Original IP movies like Mickey 17, Novocaine have done very poorly this year in the box office. Conclave, the movie from 2024, streams skyrocket almost 3,200% following the death of the Pope.
Yeah.
Davis, any of those interest you?
They're all good topics. I heard about the Ryan Gosling thing. I actually heard that Mikey Madsen was also offered a role in the same movie and also passed on it, which is good for her. But honestly, I'm down to talk about Conclave.
No kidding.
Yeah.
That's not the one I thought you would go for. But
we didn't get a chance to talk about it on Loose Leaf Media here. And I saw it back in November, I think.
When it came out originally.
Yeah, when it was in theaters. Highly enjoyed it. But upon hearing of the Pope's death over the weekend, I was instantly like, damn, the conclave begins.
Yeah.
Now I gotta go and rewatch it. And I heard you watched it recently, didn't you?
Yeah, I somehow missed it in November because we had a ton of movies in our docket. And the Pope died last week. And I saw the conclave was available on Prime. So I'm like the many people in the world who just have decided to stream conclave. Man, I'm terribly sad that I missed this movie when it originally came out.
It's a really good fucking movie.
It's a great movie, and there was a sort of final conversation at the end of Conclave, and someone stands up, makes a speech, sits down, just silent, like the whole crowd, the entire group of cardinals just sitting with what was just said, and I just start crying. Just like it really is a great movie that shows where the Catholic Church is currently when it comes to issues of women having higher roles in the Catholic Church, or holding people accountable within the Catholic Church, especially people with very high roles in the church. Just
the general direction that they're looking to take the Catholic Church, whether they want to stay within their kind of traditional roots, or if they want to continue to progress and be a little bit more open and accepting.
Right.
And that's kind of the constant back and forth between a lot of the candidates in the movie, which was very interesting. And it's just very conspiracy driven, a lot of backstabbing between characters. And there's like every act ends with like a crazy twist. And it just keeps building upon these twists. And it's extremely well directed and well written.
How did Ralph Fiennes not win anything for Conclave?
I don't know. He's really good in that movie.
He's fantastic. What the hell's going on?
I don't know, man. He was like when the movie came out, I think he was like the front runner at the time for Best Actor.
No kidding.
Yeah, and then The Brutalist came out, and Adrian Brody kind of snatched that.
God damn it.
Which, obvious debate there too, but I don't really think that the Best Actor category at like any sort of award circuit has been the most interesting category for a while.
Really?
Yeah.
How long would you say? Like, what was the last Best Actor winner that you thought deserved it?
Cillian Murphy for Oppenheimer.
Oh, okay.
100%.
Well, fair.
But that was kind of like what I felt was a little bit of a fluke in what has kind of been maintaining this questionable award. I think it really started when Anthony Hopkins won over Chadwick Boseman for he won for The Father, and Chadwick Boseman was poised to win for Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. And they did this whole in memoriam thing specifically dedicated to Chadwick, and they pushed the Best Actor award as the final award of the night, even after Best Picture had already been handed out. And they did that memorial, and then boom, Anthony Hopkins won. And I was like, damn, that is fucked up.
Yeah. Well, I mean, how much can you really expect from the Oscars?
Not that much. I mean, to be frank, it's not that surprising that had happened. Like, the Oscars are known for kind of butchering the final award being handed out at the end of the night in whatever form that takes. It's usually going to be some sort of a shit show.
Yeah.
I mean, you had that, and obviously the La La Land dilemma.
Oh, wow, yeah. I remember that.
The Will Smith situation.
What Will Smith situation?
Are we done talking about that once and for all?
What are you referring to?
The Slap.
There was a slap?
The British TV show, The Slap.
Oh. No, of course. Will Smith slapped Chris Rock.
Yeah, and then he went on to win Best Actor like 2 moments later.
It's too bad Anthony Hopkins wasn't in a good movie that year.
It's too bad, right?
Yeah. Does anyone remember anything else from that night when the slap heard?
I don't even know like what movie won Best Picture that
year. Oh yeah, I don't either. What year was that?
I don't remember.
I don't even want to look it up.
Like 2021 or something? I don't know.
No, that's 22, I think.
Was it 22?
Ooh,
I don't remember. I really don't remember.
I think 23.
Whatever. Nobody even watches the Oscars anyway.
I never saw the Serena Williams, Venus Williams movie.
I saw it.
Was it good?
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
So he did deserve...
He was my top choice, but I also would have liked... I think Andrew Garfield was nominated that year for Tick, Tick, Boom.
That was a good-ass movie.
And I really wanted him to win that as well.
Tick, Tick, Boom was a good-ass movie.
Tick, Tick, Boom was a way better movie than King Richard was, but I recall slightly enjoying Smith's performance a little bit more, but I've also seen Tick, Tick, Boom like 3 times, so
it's a great movie.
It is a great movie. I showed it to my partner a few months ago. We went and saw Moana 2, and then we're like, we need a good musical.
Did he like it?
Yeah, well, he did like it, actually.
I'm playing hybrid.
You being my partner in this particular instance. Remember when we watched Tick, Tick, Boom?
Yes, I remember. All 3 times. Where am I?
I don't know. We were sort of talking about Conclave, but
yes,
it's a good movie.
I highly recommend Conclave.
Yeah, watch Conclave. It's a good time of year to watch it. Not that the Pope dies every year.
Every time. Well, is Conclave, maybe this is something interesting. Is Conclave just going to get a bunch of streams?
I can imagine.
Whenever the Pope dies?
I would imagine.
Really? So, like, because
people will go back and be like, how can I understand this?
Yeah.
What's going on right now? Because this doesn't happen often. It's like seeing a comet.
Yeah.
And you're just like, oh, okay, so I got to take full advantage of this situation. How can I do that? Well, there's a really good award-winning movie about this whole process. If you want to be informed a little bit more than not just sit there watching, mainstream news coverage of it.
So do you think streaming services, as soon as the Pope dies, somebody's
gonna push Conclave?
Who has the rights to Conclave right now? It's like Netflix or Amazon or Apple TV.
Just put it under everybody's movies we think you'll like right now. Especially if our target audience is Catholic.
It's showing up on like YouTube TV and damn. Yeah,
it's just somehow in my video recordings on my phone now.
Is there any other movie like that where like there's a tragedy or something, or like some event, and then like do you remember Contagion?
Yeah, that blew up when the pandemic had started.
Yeah, I remember seeing it on HBO when I was like, I don't want to fucking watch Contagion. What the fuck is wrong with you?
You know what's crazy too? I watched that movie 2 months before the pandemic started.
I blame you.
Yeah.
I blame Davis.
You can blame me for the Pope because I watched that 4 months before the Pope died.
Oh, God.
That's kind of some of the weird clairvoyance of this movie, though, too. Mm-hmm. It's like Edward Berger is just monitoring the health decline of Pope Francis. And he's like, I think now is a good time for me to release this movie.
Wow. I mean, that would be... the previous Pope's health was declining in the last year.
Some writers and directors have that type of foresight where they're just kind of writing and then releasing stuff at a really contemporarily optimal time. And I think that's interesting. I won't say that a tragedy like the Pope dying is cool, depending on how you measure tragedy.
Well, is it tragic? He died from poor health.
Yeah, but
he was old. Yeah, he wasn't even necessarily poor health. He just was an old man.
I don't know. Any beloved figure that dies can be considered a tragedy, I guess.
Oh, okay, fair. I'm not Catholic.
It depends on who it is, you know.
No, that's true.
Mm-hmm. But anyway, the conversation of religion isn't necessarily going to stop here today, is it?
Well, we are talking about Sinners.
Yeah. And we're also talking about the new Ryan Coogler movie.
Oh, God.
Just so everybody knows, everybody out there that's watching or listening, listening. I don't know how they'd be watching us. That's weird.
Maybe they're looking at us through your kitchen window.
Finally.
Oh.
We need an audience.
That. Remember when there was a guy, we were recording an episode, and there was a guy, like, looking through the window, and we both ran out of your
I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Loose Leaf Media was recorded in front of a live studio audience member.
One guy tried to break into Davis's apartment.
And he stopped and he was like, oh, you guys sound good.
Oh,
what is this about? I like movies, actually.
He's our third host.
Good for him. Jeff. Yeah.
Jeff the burglar.
Yep. Mark. Well, let's get into it. For everybody listening to us, my name is Davis Leaf. I'm here with my co-host,
Romanus.
And this is the Loose Leaf Media Podcast. And today, we are here to talk about Ryan Coogler's new film, Sinners, which we saw over the last week.
Yeah, I saw it Easter Sunday.
I saw it last Thursday, opening preview night, and then I saw it 2 days ago as well.
Oh, wow. You're really into this movie.
Both times in IMAX.
Oh, I saw it in IMAX, too.
And I think that's the way to see this movie.
It is. How packed was the audience?
Both times pretty packed.
Okay.
Like Thursday, opening day, that's pretty typical for not for an original movie, but this marketing was pretty good for the last 2 weeks before it released. And it was a pretty packed theater, really enthusiastic group of people. And then even when I saw it Wednesday evening, still packed.
Okay.
Still kind of the same energetic experience. And the first time I saw it was in Minnesota. And the second time I saw it was here in the DMV. And it just seems like this movie's resonating with audiences right now. And I am here for it.
Yeah.
I am loving seeing it.
Well, before we get into it all, I have a bit of a summary for the people that maybe haven't seen it. But if you haven't seen it, just go see it.
So go see it, yeah.
Stop listening to us.
Yeah.
And then see this movie. Sinners is a supernatural horror film directed, written, and co-produced by Ryan Coogler. Set in 1932 Mississippi, the story follows twin brothers Smoke and Stack, portrayed by Michael B. Jordan, who return to their hometown to start anew, only to confront a greater evil awaiting them. Davis, how did you feel about Sinners?
I loved it quite a bit. Yep.
Well, that's all. Thank you for joining us again this week.
Yep. This was a good episode.
Great episode.
We barely talked about the movie.
Loved it. Go see Sinners.
Go see it. What did you think about it?
I like the movie itself. I love what it's done for movie culture and for black movies. And we can get into that a little more.
Sweet.
But the movie is not just a supernatural horror film.
No.
It combines a lot of entertainment, black entertainment. It's a super funny movie.
Yeah, there's some good moments of humor in this movie.
I think there's a lot of the moments of humor were the most effective to me. Like, it wasn't because they were scary.
They were natural and they were on brand for the situations that were happening.
Yeah,
and plus the movie takes itself as seriously as it needs to,
sure,
and then can get a little bit goofy and campy at times too. And I don't know how Ryan Coogler managed to kind of blend those two tones together, but it works perfectly from start to finish in this movie.
Yeah, he's juggling a lot in this movie, right? Because you want to get everything right. The casting for this movie has to be right, and it is a bit of an ensemble cast.
It is definitely an ensemble
right?
cast.
You have Michael B. Jordan playing Smoke and Stack.
Haley Steinfeld,
right?
Newcomer, Miles Canton.
Sammy.
Arguably the lead character
right.
of the movie. Jack O'Connell.
Delroy Lindo.
He's wonderful in this movie.
Delroy?
Mm-hmm.
That guy
Fucking
has...
incredible.
That gentleman... excuse me.
He is
Mr.
a real
Lindo.
gentleman, isn't he?
Yes, that is a grown man. How dare I?
He's a gentlemanly individual.
He has a very underrated career.
I would agree with that.
Right? Like, if you want a good man cry, watch Crooklyn.
Yeah, he's a Spike Lee alum.
Yes,
really.
man.
Like
He was in Malcolm X.
Malcolm X.
Yeah.
His most recent one, Defy Bloods.
Yeah, Defy Bloods, and then like I said, Crooklyn.
One of the biggest Oscar robs I'd ever seen was his performance in Defy Bloods. No, he's wonderful in Crooklyn.
Yeah.
He's
amazing.
I did remember he was in Malcolm X. I couldn't remember which character, but I also remember that Giancarlo Esposito is in Malcolm X at one point.
Oh, that guy is probably the biggest Spike Lee alum.
He really is.
Besides Denzel.
Besides Denzel, of course. Wonder which one of them will show up in his new movie, the Akira Kurosawa remake.
Oh, one of them will.
Well, I hope so. But Jamie Lawson,
right?
She's really good. One of I think the biggest standout for me in like the supporting category, with discounting Michael B. Jordan and Miles Canton, would be Unami. Do you know how to pronounce her name?
Wunmi Masaku.
Yeah. I've been really Annie. I've been really trying to avoid pronouncing her name for a long time.
Let's just stick with Annie.
Yeah, but she probably gives my favorite supporting performance in the entire movie.
She was sensational.
She is fucking incredible in this movie, but I think it goes to the collective efforts of the ensemble here. Like, nobody feels like they're phoning it in whatsoever. Everybody's bringing their A game. The cast is just performing exceptionally from start to finish. And everybody gets stuff to do as well. For an ensemble cast like this, you'd expect some people to feel kind of underdeveloped.
Right.
And I don't really feel that way. Like, on one hand, we don't find out a lot about Jamie Lawson's character, but her presence in the entire movie is really, really felt.
Yeah, the Jamie Pearline.
Yes.
Jamie Lawson plays Pearline, who's this like very beautiful woman that our main character.
And she's like a singer.
Yeah, she's a singer.
Yeah.
And she's married, but she looks hot. So he's like,
so I don't care.
Forget all that married stuff, girl.
But like, she has a great standout performance.
She does.
This, like when she's on the stage singing Pale Moon or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
But just not a single member of the cast is phoning it in, and everybody is giving exceptional performances here.
And like I said before, Ryan Coogler was juggling a lot, right? Because you want to get you want to make this movie authentic. You have this movie set in 1932 Clarksville, Mississippi.
Yep.
But it just the cotton fields, the cars,
southern authenticity for this time period, because it is a period piece as well, is so meticulous and flawless throughout the entire film, and it looks incredible. Like, the authenticity of it.
Yeah.
like the rundown cabin homes, the sawmill,
the church,
like you said, the cotton fields.
Yeah,
it all looks fantastic, and it's really sensory. Almost, you can just feel the heat, and you can kind of smell
the humidity.
Yeah, you can smell the vegetation through that humidity almost, and it's such a sensory-driven movie, and a lot of that is just credit. We'll get to like some of the more visual elements a little later, but Coogler's direction in terms of like setting the stage and the period in time is exceptional.
Yeah, no, he has mastered the blockbuster, right? Because he, besides Fruitvale Station, he's done Creed,
two Black Panther
movies, this one. So I would say those 4 movies are real blockbuster movies, and he's just juggled ensemble cast, and like you said, everyone has something to do. Everyone stands out in some way, and it's a handful of scenes that everybody has. It's not just one scene that Delroy Lindo's standing out in.
Yep.
Like he great.
Stands out in one scene, then he stands out in another.
He was the funniest person in this movie.
He is the comedic relief in this movie.
Oh man!
But he plays that role like a normal person would.
Yeah.
It's like he's funny to the characters around him.
Yeah.
And that makes him funny to the audience too.
Oh, he's
not just sitting there looking at the screen like saying one-liners and
shit. There's no like moment where it's not corny to the point where the actors are winking at the camera. That would be annoying.
Yeah, literally.
I usually don't go for a movie like this. Like there's even a point where, stuff starts to get like creepy, right? Where they have a shot of the moon and then the clouds pass over. And it's like that feels like it would come out of a like a old Disney like Halloween movie.
That's why I'm saying like there's like moments in this movie where it feels like an 80s camp film.
Yes.
Like it's meant to be more representative of like cuz I feel like a lot of the film in terms of its like the direction it goes, it takes a lot of influence from Fright Night.
Yeah.
Have you seen Fright Night?
Yeah.
Like a lot of the lore and backstory feels like it's mostly trying to be Fright Night, but the movie itself is like not really about the vampires.
Right.
It's like a period gangster film about music that has vampires in it.
Yeah. Well, there was a point in the movie where I'm like, damn, when is the horror going to start?
Literally.
But
the movie builds itself up and it paces itself to earn that direction, that pivot.
I saw this movie with a friend, and after the movie, I looked at her and I was like, I could have just honestly watched this movie without vampires.
I know, right?
If they were just having, if it was just the day leading up to them having a good time at the juke joint, and then having fun at the juke joint, I would have just loved to just see that movie.
Same.
I wish there was a version of this movie where there were no vampires and they're just singing and having fun and just eating catfish.
Yeah.
And then you have...
Because I'm like, I want to be there.
Oh, dude, I would have loved it.
Yeah.
Until the Ku Klux Klan show up.
Yeah.
But
that's what's so great, though, about... Not the Ku Klux Klan, but... That's what's so great. The Ku Klux Klan shows up. God. But, I mean, we'll definitely relegate some more like in-depth details for a spoiler section here.
Sure.
But the vampires in the movie are kind of meant to be as literal as they are metaphorical, which is why I think it's a little bit more easy to digest the vampires even playing a role in this, because they represent something more than what they are in terms of the story that's being told here.
Right.
And I really appreciate that, because it just really feels like Ryan Coogler... There's no stone left unturned, and every single thing that Ryan Coogler has in this movie is there for a very particular reason that will see a catharsis. And yeah, I like that. We'll get into a little bit more in depth with themes, I think, later.
Sure.
But you were saying how this movie doesn't only constitute horror, which I very much agree with, but I think this movie teeters a little bit more on like the folk horror side of horror, with like specific elements of folklore, forebodingness, superstition, religion, and dark aspects of nature. And it made it feel very eerie and like claustrophobic at times.
Yeah.
Because it is for a portion of the movie. The horror element is meant to feel claustrophobic because you have all these characters that are being enclosed by vampires. But for that reason, it doesn't only stand in the genre of horror. I think this is a movie that I walked out of feeling like there's actually kind of a little something for everybody in this movie.
Oh yeah.
There's action.
Yep.
There is obviously horror, but there's romance. Romance that's really good too. Like it's really heartfelt romance that this movie writes. And there's humor, as we had talked about too. And obviously, as a blockbuster, there's incredible spectacle.
And a lot of great music, right? All of the
goodness.
music performances are great. There's one sequence where there's a lot of dancing. And it's really done well. At first, when it started, it almost felt out of place. But then it ends at a certain point, and you realize that it does play into the narrative, and it shows what the symbolism of the vampires actually means. And so it's not just aesthetically pleasing. It has a point to the narrative.
Yes.
Just a very, you'd have to give your hand a round of applause to Ryan Coogler, man. For real. He really did it. And
his first original movie too at that.
Yeah.
Like purely original from his own mind and directed for himself on screen.
And in a year where original IP movies have not done well, this one has done the best. I think opening weekend it got like 68 million.
Something like that, yeah.
And now it's
now projected to cross 100 by Sunday, I think.
Well, now it's at 87 million, so probably on Sunday,
but that's with I mean, it's another weekend. I think it actually may do even better this weekend.
Sure.
But it's, up against a budget that's ranging from about $90 to $100 million, which is, solid budget. And I see it all on the screen there.
Oh, yeah.
It looks like it's $100 million movie.
Even just the technology that it took for Michael B. Jordan to play two different characters and they're in the same shots. Just seamless.
I think I've seen that come a long way, and I really think it's reaching an apex for itself with this performance. Because I like Michael B. Jordan a lot as an actor, but I think this is one of his best roles because of what he's able to do between playing two characters, and it's a perfect marriage between those visual effects, the costume design, and just some of his facial acting.
Yeah.
Like, there just came a point in the movie, discounting like the costuming, where I could just easily tell from the way he's acting which one was Smoke and which one was Stack.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of it has to do with the personality development of the two of them, and it looks great, and it is seamless when they are standing next to each other.
And more to his acting, I agree with you. I think for other actors, they would make the two characters just diametrically opposed to each other just to make it simple for the audience to tell the difference between them. But these brothers are different, but also similar enough to the point where I can tell that they grew up together.
Yes.
But they definitely have different ways of going about. Like, one's more responsible than the other.
Yes.
The other one, like, even by the partners that they choose, right? Like, it just they're walking two different paths, but they do love each other. They have a backstory where they were going, to Chicago for Al Capone, and now they're back in Mississippi.
For the outfit,
right?
Chicago.
So,
they're also veterans, and they Great War veterans, and they make mention of that a few times. But it's so nonchalant, and it's always kind of in passing too.
I almost want like Sinners prequel movies. I would love to see
like them
during
the days of the war, or like during their time working for organized crime.
I would,
because they're really interesting characters, and they have a lot of backstory in this movie.
Yeah,
and it all just kind of culminates to this insane situation that they find themselves in.
We'll talk a bit more in the spoilers about other ideas I had for other movies, but this movie is oozing with such great storytelling that there's side plots that I'm like, I want to know more about.
You want
that.
it expanding.
I want to expand on that. Like, don't just show me that for 5 minutes. I need more of that.
It is great world building. I'm curious.
We'll get into the spoilers.
Of course.
Remind me. But I said I liked the movie, right? Like, if I saw the movie by myself, I wouldn't have enjoyed it as much as I did with the crowd.
Yeah.
Man, it's. I haven't felt like this about a movie since the Deadpool movie, where people are just like talking during the movie, but it's such a
but people are engaged.
We're all engaged, and we're reacting to the same things, like the same jokes, the same, like there's a point in the movie where somebody hits another character with the butt of his gun in the mouth.
Oh my god!
And everybody was like, "Ooh!" But also, I'm like,
everyone's like, "Yeah,
he deserved that." What the fuck was he talking about? Yeah, like just
we're doing a homage to The Thing right now. Shut up!
It's dude. It's no there. It was a great experience to see with the audience.
Every time Haley Steinfeld opened her mouth, everybody would be like, "Damn!"
Yeah, yeah.
Out of pocket shit that was coming out of her mouth throughout this whole movie.
Well, and it, of course, it has certain like horror movie tropes where everybody's like, don't like when the first person who's turned by the vampires. Everybody's like, no, don't fucking do what you're about to do. Like, you're stupid.
Don't go out there.
Don't go out there.
People are like, get back inside. Get back inside.
But
it's getting to people.
It is.
And people are enjoying it for that reason, which is so cool.
It is such a... It's crazy how much you'll accept other people talking during a movie when it's a fun movie.
When you're having the same experience. You're enjoying this too, and you want to be like... You wonder, it's like, should I suspend my etiquette a little bit because everybody else is getting into this?
Yeah.
And people aren't just having side conversations that have nothing to do with the movie.
No.
People are reacting and saying stuff that is like a complete valid reaction to what's going on.
And by the end of the movie, everybody was applauding.
Yeah, same.
Like
the movie, like the minute that first title card had directed by Ryan Coogler, and you see Buddy Guy playing the freaking guitar, everybody just started clapping.
It was
like, we all just
awesome.
witnessed something pretty special, didn't we?
I think we did because and for black cinema especially, right? When getting original storytelling. And from this era, where it's not just about slavery or civil rights, like there's definitely parts of that in this movie.
Yeah,
but
it's offering a deeper conversation of something that hasn't been talked about. I think like to this scale on film, like in a long time, if ever. And when it comes to the themes of the movie, it's really just about assimilation and cultural appropriation at its core, I think.
Yeah.
Particularly through the lens of, the black Southerners in Mississippi and Irish American immigrants.
That are vampires, apparently.
Yes, that are vampires. Spoiler alert.
Yeah. I mean, look, hey, speaking of, should we just get into spoilers?
We can. There's one other thing that's not spoiler related I kind of really want to go into.
Let's hear
here.
it.
So I'm assuming you saw the Kodak video, right? Of Ryan Coogler breaking down the cinematics of this film. Yeah, you did see that?
Yes.
Yeah. First of all, brilliant video and a great marketing tactic for this movie too. But the movie does look phenomenal. Like the visual quality of this movie is absolutely spectacular. Shot on Ultra Panavision 70mm large format and IMAX large format, and this is the first time in film history that those two modes of filmmaking, those two formats, have been merged together in one movie. And the last person to use IMAX 70mm was Nolan for Oppenheimer, and the last person to use Ultra Panavision 70 was Quentin Tarantino for The Hateful Eight. And I was just was very happy about that. I was very happy to see that.
Well, when you say those two names, and then you look at Ryan Coogler's work so far, I'm like, I like where this is trending. He hasn't missed.
No, he hasn't. I actually just rewatched Creed and Black Panther: Wakanda Forever after the second time I saw Sinners, kind of in preparation for this to get a little bit more of an idea of his style, like a more refreshed idea of his style. And Wakanda Forever is a lot better than I remember it was. It's actually pretty good.
I prefer Wakanda Forever over the first Black Panther.
I actually might too now. Like, after rewatching this movie, I'm like, this kind of is a better movie.
I just prefer the villain.
The villain is great.
The villain's great.
Namor, he's really good. And just, I think the movie's a little bit more visually clean than the first movie is.
Don't. Well, we love ragging on the final fight scene.
Yeah, that's like that's the only real short end of that movie. But as a whole, I thought the second was a little bit better. And Creed is just phenomenal movie from start to finish. But I was really starting to notice it's like he actually does love oneers in his movies. Like from Creed and Wakanda Forever and now this, he has very distinct moments where he uses oneers. And obviously there's like, without spoiling too much, there is the big oneer that happens in the middle of this movie. Sinners, that is. And it's one of the coolest things that I've seen on screen in a very long time. Like that was the moment that really solidified for me that I'm like, I think this is going to be a classic in the future. People are going to be talking about this movie for a long time. And that wasn't even the first time he used a oneer in Sinners. There's a moment where the two shopkeep owners that are helping with the juke joint, the daughter walks out of the first shop to go get her mother across the street from the other shop. Then she gets there, she gets her mom, and her mom, it switches perspectives to her mom, who just walks back over to the shop. And it's like a 2-minute long take with good music playing of them just walking. And I'm like, he didn't need to do this, but he's making full use of all of his resources here.
Well,
Ryan Coogler.
I actually like that scene because, and just to add some context, this is an Asian family in Clarksville, Mississippi. And the father is working a store that is all blacks that they can shop at. And then the daughter's helping the father in this storefront. The father says to his daughter, hey, go get your mother. Like you said, she walks over across the street to the whites only shop that the Chinese family owns too.
Was that what it was?
Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
I didn't notice that detail.
Yes, bro.
That is really good.
And like, it just goes to show you just the business acumen of this family, but also it adds context to the time. Like, like this is a lively town, but it's still segregated.
It's still a segregated town. Like the only indication I caught of segregation was just the train station that they're at, where they're recruiting Delroy Lindo and where Haley Steinfeld appears. And I just remember seeing the bathrooms had the segregation signs on them.
But
that's good detail.
Well, in the thought of it too, right? Where it's like the Asian woman is more palatable to a white crowd than like the Asian man at the storefront. And like, okay, the black people, they're just happy to have a store that'll sell to them. And right, like it just but Asian
there is
guy
a lot of
there.
But there is a lot of subtext to that subtext that persists even to this day that I think is really just great attention to detail. That's all just on the screen without Ryan Coogler having to directly say it to the audience.
And this movie, it has Native Americans, it has Asians, it has black people. Like I do love the
diversity here is incredible.
And it's not just ham-fisted. Like the truth is, there were Asians that immigrated from China to San Francisco and then migrated throughout the United States or like California or whatever. And I remember watching old Westerns when I was a kid, and I would see like an Asian person, and I would always wonder like, how the hell did Asian people get to the U.S.? Sure. Like I just never. You think of the U.S.'s history as like black and white, and then Native American at the beginning, of course. But like just to see people like cohabitating in the South and not just black and white people was very interesting.
It's a very colorful film for that reason. It is. That like not for everybody extensively, but it checks the boxes. You know what I'm saying? Because at its core, it's still a black movie.
Yes,
this is like high budget blockbuster black cinema at its finest.
Which, when you say that already, it just sounds like a new world. High budget black cinema movie blockbuster. That just. It's a blockbuster.
Blockbuster. You beat me by 1 second.
I swear to God,
we are coining this right now, though.
It's a blockbuster.
Because I don't think I've heard that term before. Maybe it exists, but
you heard it here, folks.
You heard it here first.
Well, this.
Welcome to the dawn of blockbusters.
This episode should be Sinners 2025 : Blockbuster.
I'm gonna do that.
I'm
gonna do that. It needs to be immortalized from us.
Yes. Yes.
Good job. Let's talk about Ludwig Göransson's score.
Sensational.
My fucking God. Yeah. I mean, that's mostly the movie, right? Like you're watching this movie and it's an infectious amount of music that this movie has. Music that's performed by people in this as well. Miles Canton is fantastic. His like musical performance in this is so great. And Jamie Lawson as well. She's fantastic. But the Ludwig Göransson blues style score from start to finish, it's almost kind of westerny at times too, because it adds some elements of folk here and there too.
Yeah.
Obviously the the Jack O'Connell Rocky Road to Dublin moment.
Yeah.
It's really hard not to get into it. It's really hard not to like watch those moments where it's like, these are the bad guys that are appropriating black culture, and I'm just like, God damn, it still sounds really good though.
Well, even one of the brothers is like, damn, they sound
pretty good. Yeah,
yeah,
the "Pick Poor Robin Clean" song, and when Steinfeld walks out and they're singing "Where'd You Go, Lassie?"
Yeah,
and I'm like, this is all really good though. I hate this.
It's yeah, they killed it.
The music for this movie is just, it might be the best score I've heard since Dune last year.
I might have to think about that.
Yeah, for me, I'm like, this is the best music I've seen in a movie in a long time. And quite frankly, I don't think I felt such a high degree of positive energy radiating from a movie since Dune Part 2 came out last year.
Where everybody leaves
everybody saw it and everybody left the theater feeling like that was incredible.
Yeah.
And it's just so nice that it's a blockbuster that's doing that too.
It is. I will say, before we get into heavy spoilers,
yes,
there has been some controversy about this movie.
Has there?
There has. So after its opening week, I think it did open to like $65 million opening weekend. There were some headlines in the media that
are you talking about the Variety?
Yes.
Headlines, yeah.
Where the I forget the exact headline, but it basically was saying like Sinners only made $60 million. What does this say about like original IP movies this year? And it's really looping Sinners in with movies that made like $20 million, like Novocaine. I think Novocaine made $8 million, and it's been out really for like a month.
Stupid clickbaity headlines,
right? And even Ben Stiller commented and was like, "How many movies? When do you get a headline like this about an original IP movie?"
Patrick Schwarzenegger said something like that,
right?
He responded to the same headline.
Yeah,
and it was just like, it's the opening weekend.
It's the opening weekend, and the budget.
It's $100 million movie.
It's $100 million movie, and
it's doing incredibly well.
Yeah,
it's gonna be in theaters for a while. Hell, I mean, even with today's standards of like movies getting dumped on streaming a month after they come out at most,
right?
Warner Brothers may see fit to like let this movie last in theaters for quite a while, like even longer.
Why not?
Because I think it's going to make its budget back. I think this movie is going to continue to perform very well because word of mouth has been exceptional for this movie.
Oh, it'll definitely. I mean, it's at 87 million right now.
Bro, I got my fucking grandparents to go see this movie.
Of course,
they go to the movies once every 2 years.
Yeah,
I go and see them when I'm in Minnesota. Me and my partner are just like, yo, you gotta go see Sinners. You guys are gonna love this movie.
You just can't recommend a movie like this more just from the experience that you get with the crowd, right? Especially with the crowd, just like hearing other people's laughter, seeing the comments. It is an entertaining movie, like and just to want to be a part of the conversation of the movie, right?
It's like, a good movie to be a part of that conversation for.
Yeah,
because there's so many different. I don't know like where the range of opinions actually is, because it seems like it's been predominantly positive for this movie, but everybody is like taking so many different things away from this movie directly and applying it to like their experience. And I think that's, you said it first when we were first giving our thoughts, and I love so much for what this is doing for the culture of movies right now. And putting out dumbass headlines like that, it's just like, what are you doing?
Well, and because
shut up.
Because it's a blockbuster, you automatically think you would never say this about
naturally,
right? Like if Novocaine, I feel
like for us that goes without saying. If
Novocaine made, and I don't know the budget for Novocaine, and this is not to shit on Novocaine's movie. I've not seen it, but if it made $60 million, it's a completely different narrative from this Ryan Coogler movie.
Exactly, and you have more original IPs that have released this year that have been like Companion, Novocaine, that's 2 Jack Quaid movies, and then Mickey 17.
Mickey 17 that did not do well.
It didn't do great.
And probably a comparable budget to Like, I don't know the exact budget for.
I would think it's around the same range because it's like Bong Joon-ho. That was his first movie since he won the Oscar for Parasite.
Yeah,
but I know Warner
118 million. So like,
okay,
not
close.
I mean, more.
Yeah, but I know Warner Brothers was kind of struggling with the release of that movie, and I don't know. I heard good things about it. I plan to watch it at some point soon.
It's
What?
It's only made $46 million.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
against a $118 million budget.
Yeah,
that's bad.
Not great.
That's really bad.
Not good.
I can't imagine the movie's that even close to that bad either. Like,
No.
I feel like if I watched the movie, I would enjoy it.
Yeah,
and
so that's domestic, and Sinners domestically has made $71 million.
Okay,
so like,
and that's in the first week.
So we can put this to bed.
Yeah,
like,
literally.
Come
it's
on.
like, let's stop fucking making headlines like that.
Yeah.
And everyone's going to see it. I'm seeing celebrities like on social media pop out and talk about this movie in addition to like a large majority of people I personally know.
Yeah, no, it's great. Also, Ryan Coogler, in 25 years will own the rights to Sinners.
Yeah, which was a huge landmarking deal.
Yeah.
And I read an article about that, and Warner Brothers sounds a little bit frightened by that concept.
Well, they see the reaction to the movie, and I mean, maybe with a deal like that, I would expect that they did not expect this reaction, right?
Sure,
because they're like,
yeah.
okay, yeah, you can have this movie in 25 years, we don't care.
Yeah.
And
now this movie's becoming a cultural sensation.
Right? It almost makes me think, like, are we going to get like a Sinners sequel? Because there is a end credit scene, and it makes me wonder what could happen. I don't know.
I hope not. That's one thing that I hope that this movie maintains is its originality.
Well, like I said, there are a lot of story beats in this movie that make me like, oh, I wish let's get into spoilers.
Okay, let's talk about, so we recommend this movie.
Yes, we do recommend this movie.
Everybody go see this movie. This movie is phenomenal. It's going to be, honestly, for a lot of movies, the summer, the stakes for the summer are pretty high. There's a lot of pretty big movies and IPs coming out this summer, but I think this sets the bar pretty high.
And take a friend. You know,
for real, this is such a communal film.
Go on a date and watch the movie. Like, this is a great movie to see with friends, family. Like,
go check out Sinners. We loved it. We thought it was a great time at the theaters.
Maybe not family. Let me take that back.
Yeah,
maybe like your siblings.
Maybe,
sure,
maybe.
Yeah.
But anyway,
don't take your mother to see Sinners.
I did.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh,
she loved it.
Hey, Mom.
Yeah. So, spoilers?
Spoilers.
All right.
Can I really quickly tell you just all of the stories where I'm like, I just want to see this. I want to see that.
I can't wait.
Okay. When we first see the vampire appear, he just jumps into the shot, and there's this little cabin that
amazing shot.
It's
just amazing shot.
I love the shot, and it's the sun is setting, so like the vampire's like melting literally.
Which that didn't click for me at first. It didn't really click until I realized that the couple had invited him into the house, and then I'm like, oh shit, no, don't do that,
don't do that.
Don't. I know my vampire lore.
Don't do that.
And they're doing like classic Fright Night vampire lore too. And I'm just like, wait, they invited him in. Shit.
Yeah.
I just realized that's why he was burning.
Yep.
Because the sun was out.
Yeah.
So good details there.
Great details. And so they let him in because he's white and he has gold. This
and they're part of the
racist,
KKK.
They're part of the KKK. So automatically, I'm like, I don't care what happens.
I mean, they're gonna get eaten or something, and I'm gonna probably enjoy watching.
I'm gonna stand up and applause. Like, you can end the movie right now, Ryan Coogler. I'm happy.
And then the indigenous come to the door.
Yes, the Native Americans come to the door, and there's like they're on like horses, and they got like a car.
Awesome in this movie.
Okay,
they look so fucking awesome.
First fucking story, Davis.
I knew. I figured that you got to be going with that because they just peace out right after that.
We don't see them again.
Well, they're clearly like a group of vampire hunters.
Yes,
and I'm like, they seem fucking dope.
I want to watch a movie of Native American vampire hunters in 1932 Mississippi. Make it happen, please.
Can I tell you that I came up with a movie idea like that like over 10 years ago?
What?
Yeah. And I didn't do it because most of the plot was like I started writing it, but most of the concept was almost the exact same story as The Revenant.
Wait,
but it was with vampires
instead of a bear.
Instead of a bear, yeah.
You have to write this movie.
I stopped
now.
writing it because I was just like, well, I went and saw The Revenant. And I was like, this is the same fucking movie that I've been writing. I can't do this now. Only it took place in Canada and mostly just had to do with like it was from the perspective of like the native Canadians essentially and the French Canadians colonizing at the time, and then vampires show up.
I think you should still write this movie.
I might, maybe one day.
I think you should.
I might cut this part actually, just so nobody has that idea.
Oh,
as well.
Okay, cut it.
Anyway, keep telling your story.
No, I need to see a movie where.
God damn it.
What?
You got me on that now. I'm just like,
I
want to. No. I like this idea.
Yeah.
And I was just saying that I didn't want to see sequels and shit, but now I'm like, that would be sick.
I have more.
Oh, I don't even know if I want to hear it.
I have more.
Okay. Yes, sir.
More.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Have you ever seen Deer Hunter?
No, I haven't.
Okay,
I have the
God
Blu-ray
damn it.
copy of it, and I've been
Wait, what
sitting
the
on
hell?
it for a long time.
Why have we not watched it?
Let's watch it at some point.
Okay, it's.
I know.
It's a hard movie.
That's part of the
to
reason I haven't watched it, because it's long as shit, and I know it's going to be a hard watch.
Okay, it has one of my favorite scenes in any movie of all time, but I won't spoil anything. Just watch it. We'll talk about it later.
Please.
Okay, so Native Americans hunting vampires. They just look so cool on screen, right? Like they have their guns, they're on horseback.
Fucking costume. There's so much detail even on their costume design. I'm
right?
Like, I think the costume designer is Ruthie Carter, who does she does amazing work.
Yes, I've heard her name before.
But I was just looking at that. They're here for 1 second and then they peace out. But the costumes on them are still going so hard, and their presence is good.
I hate that they were on screen for 5 minutes. And then they just like I was expecting like, are the Native Americans coming back? Like, are they? Come on!
It's kind of like hell yeah.
Like,
Let's get it?
But also, it makes sense that they're like, okay, we're just gonna go back to our house because we can't hunt this vampire at night.
Yeah, we got to go stay inside for the night.
We got to stay inside for the night. That makes sense. Okay,
because they know what they're doing. They've clearly have experience hunting vampires. They're carrying themselves like that.
Yes,
and even the leader, he's standing there. He's really imposing looking, and just the shot of him in the doorway looks so good.
Yes.
And he's like, I pray to God you did not let him into your house.
Yes.
And I'm just like, even I'm just like, go with them right now.
Yeah. Oh, fuck yeah. Abandon your racist husband.
Literally. Get the fuck.
Second movie. At the end of Sinners, Michael B. Jordan just takes out a machine gun and is mowing down these Ku Klux Klan members.
I did not expect that to be the scene when I saw that shot from the trailer with the Tommy gun.
Yeah.
So satisfying.
I could watch Michael B. Jordan killing Ku Klux Klan members for 90 minutes straight.
That would be a good movie.
I would just watch that.
He's just hunting down remnants or like old factions of the KKK.
I would watch it.
No mercy whatsoever.
I would watch it.
I would watch that shit too.
I like, remember in Django where... just remember Django when Django is wearing the blue suit and he kills the two slave drivers that like whipped his wife.
Yep.
After the scene, I'm not even the scene isn't even over. When he's just shooting the guy on the ground, I look at my cousin and I say, "We can go now." Like the movie, there's nothing.
It can't get better than that.
And by the way, I haven't watched.
I like the way you die, boy.
I like the way you die, boy. And the dude. It is insane. I love that movie when I first saw it.
Same.
And I haven't watched a Slave movie since. I'm like, I'm cool. I don't have to see another Slave movie. Django.
It's like that one's like it's like Sinners, where it's like a crowd pleaser movie about like some pretty heavy subjects.
Yeah.
But it's like Tarantino makes every single moment so fun and enjoyable.
Yes. So I could watch that movie of just really
Michael B. Jordan just going full.
He starts with the sniper when he throws the grenade into the truck.
My theater applauded at that moment, right when he just like bit the pin off and then threw it into the truck. Everybody was like, "Oh my god!"
I could watch that. The only thing, just have them wear the hoods. I want to see them.
Kind of right.
You're right, but it's okay.
It would also aesthetically look good. They're all wearing white, kind of already.
Oh wow, yeah.
But aesthetically, it's just like if they were all in their cloaks and their hoods, the blood splatters would look so cool.
Just
I'm talking about how to make it aesthetically pleasing to kill the KKK.
I think we have ideas.
We do.
Please, Ryan Coogler,
honestly, you're selling me.
Third idea.
Yes.
Final. At the very last scene, we know that one of the vampires escaped. I forget, was it Smoke?
Smoke is the one that escapes.
Smoke was turned into a vampire.
Stack was turned into the vampire.
Okay.
Smoke is the one that kills the rest of the KKK.
Right. Okay. Thank you. So Stack is a vampire, and he's with what's her face?
Haley Steinfeld,
white girl.
Yep.
And it turns out that they have made it all the way from 1932 to
1992,
and they're in a bar with Buddy Guy in Chicago,
who's playing older Sammy.
Yes. And Michael B. Jordan walks in with like the Coogee sweater, like the high top fade, and
it's so funny because like how like even though they look super 90s, they still look like how I would expect them to dress as a couple today.
If I saw a couple like that, I would not bat an eye.
No, right? It's like that would look like especially in like Beverly Hills or some shit.
Right? Yeah,
like, it would like look normal.
I would love a 90s version of Sinners.
Yeah.
Like, just
what's the idea though? What's the plot?
That's the issue. Just the exact same thing, but 90s hip hop.
I don't know what the idea is here.
It really, there is no idea. I just want to see.
You just
it.
want it. Just want it to take place in the 90s.
The truth is that all three of my ideas, there's nothing behind it narratively.
I don't know. I got a lot from those first two. Like,
did you?
Oh yeah.
Well, no, but for a lot of movies, especially a movie like this, there's just certain things you want to see on screen, right?
Yeah.
And so, like Native Americans, like hunting vampires. That alone, I'm sold. That sounds like a great fucking action movie.
Awesome.
Okay. Michael B. Jordan, or really anybody. If Betty White was shooting Ku Klux Klan members, I'll watch it.
Betty, they'd have to call her Betty Black. Though,
oh, Black Betty.
That's the song, right? When she pulls out the machine gun. Oh, my Betty.
I could watch anybody mow down the Ku Klux Klan.
Same.
There really is no idea with this third one, other than like just having.
If you take the first two, that's a trilogy right there.
Oh, hey, make it happen. No, but we probably have other spoilers to talk about. Is there anything?
I don't know. I mean, we cover. I mean, we kind of went through some of the bigger spoilers just by talking about your pitches here. So,
fair.
Last thoughts.
Oh well, you wanted to talk about like what the symbolism of the vampires is, right, with like assimilation.
Well, I mean that is kind of what it was. It's just like the vampires are like representing through like this Irish American figure played by Jack O'Connell as somebody who is going through the immigrant experience and appropriating the culture of an already established culture here in America in order to integrate himself better to his white compatriots here. And that was kind of the biggest theme from him of how people will weaponize other cultures for their own benefit. You know what I'm saying? Like, and using that essentially to assimilate into the culture that they will fit in with the best, and the dominant culture being the white culture. I mean, just white people. And Yeah, that's pretty much the theme.
You've sold me.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I took away from the representations of the vampires, because they're bloodsuckers and they're parasites, and that is the act that's being taken. It's using the culture of black music and weaponizing it for their own gain, but also saying that because we are oppressed, we want to bring you over to our group of people and immortalize you so that you don't have to feel oppressed anymore. And I'm like, but you're still weaponizing black people for that concept, you know? And it's just like, you're targeting black people because you see them as easy targets. And it's like, that's fucked up. It's fucked up, man. We gotta stop making good music. The bloodsuckers always be coming. We won't do that, though. Black people only make good music.
Oh, God.
That's the real theme.
Is it?
Movie. Yeah.
I don't know, man. You ever heard of Carole King?
I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Yeah. You ever heard of Lil Baby?
Ever heard of Paramore?
They ain't black.
No, I mean,
They could be.
no, I'm just saying.
They're invited to the cookout.
Paramore's invited to the cookout.
I think so.
Oh my God.
Hanley Williams. Cookout invitation. Here you go.
Who else is invited to the cookout, Davis?
Ludwig Göransson.
Okay.
He's invited to the cookout. Yeah. I mean, technically, are we talking this movie or in general?
I'm kidding. No more invites to the cookout.
I was gonna say technically Haley Steinfeld's invited to the cookout.
No more invites to the
no more
the
cookout
juke joint.
invites. Maybe that's the entire theme of this movie. Coogler is just trying to establish who's invited to the cookout.
Yes, unless you're helping us fry fish,
the catfish,
like the Asian wife.
I bet that catfish was really good.
I mean, I was jealous.
Honestly,
I miss catfish.
And when they brought out the Irish beer, that moment with Delroy, and he's just like, "Is that beer?" He's like, "Tell you what, we'll give you $50 a night and all the beer you can drink." I'm like, damn. And then that smash cut to him playing the harmonica with the chain gang.
Yeah, I'll do that right now. I'll just, don't even give me the $50.
Just give me the beer.
Just give me the beer.
Hook it to my veins. Good times. Good times. But yeah, music's great in this movie. Before we wrap up, there's one moment I also just want to mention that's so good with the sound design in this movie. And it's when we're meeting Annie for the first time. That's one of my favorite scenes in the entire movie. Just that conversation between Annie and Smoke. It's so good. But like when the music just starts to cue up, there's just one moment that's such a perfect moment of sound design, and it's just when you can hear the acoustic being strummed, and it goes ding 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 ding. But at the same moment, you see Annie flicking a match, about to light a candle, and she does it perfectly on beat with the guitar. So she's like, shh, 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 shh.
Yeah. And
I was like, I almost left the theater at that point because that moment was so good, and I'm like, ugh.
Yeah.
I don't see this type of meticulousness on all facets in movies that often, and we've barely been to the movies this year.
Right.
And it's like, and then I watched this, and it's like, see, this is why I haven't been to the movies this much this year. Because I just kind of really felt like nothing was going to be this good. Not that I had, like, my expectations for this were pretty high, but I didn't realize it would kind of justify me not seeing much for the first couple of months of this year. Because what movie this year have people talked about in such excess more than this movie?
Well, with a movie like this, there's obviously an audience, right? Like it looks like a very entertaining movie, and I think like black people, we vote with our feet. We will show up if we think that something is good.
Real.
Right? So like, who is Mickey 17 made for? Right? Like, who is Novocaine made for? I know who Sinners was made for. Yeah. I saw who it was made for at the theater.
It's like Sinners is like just such a incredible blockbuster.
Blackbuster.
Yeah, excuse me. That, like, again, there is something for everybody, but it is a movie particularly made for black people to enjoy. Yeah. And to enjoy in large crowds on a large format too. Yeah. And then any other movies that have come out this year, just general audiences really. And there can always be a target audience for really anything that a filmmaker or a studio will release. But it just doesn't feel so specific. It hasn't felt as specific as this movie was this year.
Yeah.
And once again, like you said, I am just as much as I love this movie, I love what this is doing for film culture right now.
Oh yeah.
And I think this is, for that reason, a very important movie to go out and watch. Just be involved in the moment of it.
Yeah.
It's a really good moment in pop culture history right now. And just the originality of it too. It's very refreshing. Yeah.
I'll be 55 when Ryan Coogler owns the rights to this movie. That
and then,
scares me.
And we can celebrate by rewatching it.
Well, celebrate, but also like he'll definitely be more set up for success in 25 years than me, just with this movie alone.
Oh, I would imagine this movie's probably gonna take him even further. Like, I really feel like this is the movie he's been building his career to making. I think this is the best movie that he's made, and I think that it's ultimately just gonna catapult him to do things that are bigger and even better in the future.
Yeah, maybe he'll start because I would imagine a guy with his talent would want to make stories that he's originally made, his own IP, versus like Black Panther. I'm sure it was great opportunities, and he's gonna direct the third one, but like he can make his own black superhero, right?
He can, yeah.
Like there's. As an artist like him, I wonder where he leans. If he even cares, but it does seem like he's like Fruitvale Station was at Cannes. He's directed like Creed, which the Rocky franchise is as American as a movie franchise can get.
In terms of legacy sequels, like that's probably my favorite one, and there's a lot of legacy sequels.
Oh sure. No, okay, I see what
especially over the last decade.
Yeah. No, yeah, like it's a great follow up. And like of course, like directing Black Panther and the success that the two Black Panther movies had, where they make $1 billion. So he
Oscar nominated films,
right?
Too.
Yeah, like he's been nominated for like 2 Oscars, I think, and a Golden Globes award. So he
is in that circuit pretty regularly.
Yeah,
and I guess with the irregularity of some of the films that he makes, not in quality, but in just the frequency in which he releases a film, it can be kind of hard to forget that up to this point. Because pretty much all of them have been either IPs or, with the exception of Fruitvale Station, it's biographical.
Right.
And now we have a complete Ryan Coogler original. And to me, I think it's his best film.
It's the one that I enjoyed the most watching. And I look forward to the next one.
Same. So this is our endorsement of Sinners, and go check it out, everybody. And we're, I guess, kind of kicking off the summer right now with this one.
Oh yeah,
like we got a lot of movies to talk about over this summer, like a lot of cool stuff I'm looking forward to.
Oh yeah,
stuff that we haven't really even talked about really that much yet, but I'm pretty hyped. A lot of trailers for movies have been coming out lately too. I saw some good ones in front of Sinners.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm excited to talk about movies this summer, man.
Same.
Yeah.
It's this movie's got me more excited for the summer because I definitely can't wait to watch Superman.
Superman's gonna be great.
Even Thunderbolts, looks like it could be entertaining.
28 years later.
28. Oh
could
my
not
God.
be more excited to see that one.
We should maybe review the first few.
I think we should what we should do is we should watch the first 2 and then we'll talk about all of them on
okay,
years later episode. Because I'm sure I'm gonna have a lot to say about that movie. But Mission Impossible's coming out soon too.
Oh, I know you're looking forward to that.
I'm excited for that one.
Yeah.
The new Ari Aster movie, Eddington, is coming out. Which I don't know what that movie's gonna be, but I think it's gonna be worth talking about. Pedro Pascal's in 8 movies this summer.
I see that guy in TV, commercials.
I like him so much.
He's a likable guy.
He's such a likable guy. I saw him post about going to see Sinners.
Yeah.
And that made me happy.
Yeah.
But it's wow, 4 movies this summer is a lot.
How does he just is working like crazy. How does he do it?
I don't know. I would think that he's probably going to take a break by next year.
Yeah,
he's clearly been filming a lot of this shit.
What is mid-40s, I would say?
I think so.
Yeah.
Somewhere around there.
Damn.
But it's Pedro Pascal summer, I guess.
Hey, good for him.
Good for him, yeah. I mean, even Last of Us is going to be going for a while here. Just kidding. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this up now before I say too much more. All right, so from me and Romanus, this has been the Loose Leaf Media podcast. Thank you for joining for another episode. And I guess we'll see you guys in a couple weeks. We're going to maintain some consistency now that the summer's starting. And we're pretty excited about it. So let us know in any comments if there's something particular you want us to make sure that we review. Otherwise, we will see you guys on the next episode.
Bye, guys.
Take care.